It is March 14th, 2016, and I am in Budapest, Hungary. Germany just had elections in 3 regions of the country. That's the Christian Democratic Union, the party of Angela Merkel. Purportedly a right-wing or conservative party, but under Angela Merkel it is anything but. It's really a left-wing party. And the results in that election were anything but good for Angela Merkel. Her party is continuously losing support. Its base continues to erode. Now, a lot of the supporters of the Christian Democratic Union at this stage of their lives are elderly, and maybe that explains why the drop of support has not been steeper. But in any event, the election saw the upstart party Alternative for Deutschland, or Alternative for Germany, a party that has really been in existence in only 3 years. It is characterized by some as being extreme right-wing, but there's really nothing extreme about it. It's a middle-of-the-road party. It is just not in favor of mass immigration. Most of the people in Europe are not in favor of mass immigration, including the Germans. Now, Angela Merkel has had these refugee policies, the objective of which is to drag things out and to throw wrenches into any solution that would be actually effective. Angela Merkel famously opposes any restrictions on the number of refugees coming into Germany, leading to astronomical figures of refugees coming into the country, living off the fat of the land, and burdening the country for years. 1.1 million last year. The year before, we were already in the hundreds of thousands. And this year, even though the Balkan route has been closed, a move that is being hotly contested by Angela Merkel, who wants the flows to continue. We're still talking about a large inflow of migrants from failed societies into Germany. Now, the individuals who are coming over, they're primarily male. Muslims, Africans from Syria, but not only from Syria, also from other places. An odd assortment of people. I think the percentage of actual verifiable Syrians is pretty low. I mean, most people are not Syrians. There's Afghans in there. There's people from Nigeria. There's people from Bangladesh, from Pakistan, from Afghanistan, from all over the place. We're coming to Angela Merkel because she has invited them into Germany with open arms and opened up the coffers of state largesse for their benefit. So it is an offer that a lot of these people who make very little money in their home countries find quite irresistible. I mean, we're talking about societies with large birth rates, with very large birth rates. So the males of those societies are just spreading out, looking for greener pastures, looking for societies different than their own. And people were coming over. I just read a study. About 85% of these people, they can't even read in their own language at a grade school level. They're functionally illiterate. 85%. That's the future of Germany. And no amount of classes or education or social programs is going to change that. That's just the people who are coming over. Take it as a given. Now, the party that made the Christian Democratic Union lose the elections that it recently lost is, again, it's the Alternative for Deutschland, a small party recently formed, and they were polling up to 24.5% in a region, Eastern Germany, 15 point something percent in Western Germany. I mean, that's enough to just throw a logjam into the political system over there. Now, what is the response of Angela Merkel to this repudiation of her policies by the German people? Is she going to change course? Well, of course not, because what you're dealing with as one CDU member, parliamentarian, openly acknowledge. I mean, this is a dictatorship. Angela Merkel is running a dictatorship. She is making the decision to fundamentally transform the character of not only Germany but the rest of Europe by pouring into Europe, or allowing people from failed societies in unlimited numbers to pour into Europe. This is a decision that she has taken upon herself, by herself, without finding the need to consult anybody or to obtain any type of authority other than the authority that she bestows upon herself. Now, is that democracy? Then it's not democracy. That's just one bureaucrat up there who just decides for everybody else arbitrarily. And she's making a decision that will alter the makeup of the country, alter everything about the country, ethnically replacing the 18 to 30-year-old age male group of her country with Arabs and Africans. That's the decision that she's essentially making. And she will not change course. That is the direction where she wants to go for whatever reason. Now, this has had already all sorts of consequences in Germany. Obviously, having all these shiftless, not very well educated and not economically productive, and probably never economically productive guys just lounging around doing nothing, collecting welfare, has had terrible consequences in German society already. And down the road, it's even going to get worse. because more of these people are coming over. They're already piling up in Greece, and there is no willingness by the Merkel regime to put an end to this. This all started very abruptly. This started because Angela Merkel brought down the borders, and the Greek government, the left-wing Greek government, brought down the borders, and the Social Democrats in Italy, they brought down the border. In Italy, they started picking up people off the coast of Libya. They would just dial up the Coast Guard, the Italian Coast Guard, and they would be picked up. And then the migrant flow shifted to Greece. In the old days, before the government of the current government of Greece was elected, they used to hold all these illegal immigrants in camp. They used to deter their entry into the country. But the current leadership completely changed course in that regard, and the consequences are what we see right now, which is that hundreds of thousands of people are making their way through Greece into Europe every year, and they're being pulled into Europe by the promise of a refugee status, which has tremendous economic benefits to these people. And so it is no surprise that they're just coming over in very, very large numbers. Angela Merkel says that she is looking for a solution, but she's not really looking for a solution. She's not interested in a solution, because what she wants is a country that is radically transformed, that will give rise to the promises of liberalism, of multiculturalism, the promises, so to speak, that will reflect a world where different ethnic groups coexist within one country under a spirit of human rights and blah 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 blah. But the problem is that, there's an intellectual inconsistency in that vision, unfortunately. And that intellectual inconsistency is that is not what these migrants are seeking. They are not seeking their own societies. And yet, if they pour into Germany in enough numbers, they will find their own societies, but their own societies in a different geographical location, because they will replicate their societies. And what will happen is that the German culture will become diluted. The state will bankrupt. The social system will bankrupt, because this is not sustainable in the long term. And unfortunately, that is what's happening in Germany right now, and it is hard to fathom why Angela Merkel would be so resistant to accepting that she has made a mistake and that she has miscalculated. She is supposedly a very intelligent woman. At least that's how she likes to project herself. I don't think she's very perceptive, but she likes to project herself as a very intelligent woman. Well, if that is the case, can she not see 3 moves ahead in the chessboard? Can she not see what's going to happen if this is allowed to continue? Does she think that the flows that we saw in 2015 are just going to end? Well, of course they're not going to end. They're going to continue, and they're going to increase and increase.